The maid left a dress on the bed. Black. Sleek. Elegant in the way rich women's armor always was. I stared at it like it might bite me. Of course he wouldn't let me choose. Of course he wanted me dressed like one of his possessions, paraded on his arm to prove a point. The thought made my skin crawl, but as I lifted the fabric between my fingers, silky and smooth, another thought crept in. Quieter. More dangerous. If I wore it, at least I would get out of this cage. And maybe, just maybe, I could find a crack in his world to escape through. I put it on. When I stepped out, 2 guards flanked the hallway. They didn't speak, didn't glance at me, just moved like shadows as they guided me down marble stairs and through polished corridors until I emerged into the vast foyer. He was waiting. Dante stood near the door, phone in hand, suit as sharp as ever. His eyes lifted when I appeared, and for one flickering second I thought I saw something. Approval, satisfaction, maybe hunger. Whatever it was, it made my stomach twist in ways I didn't want to understand. "You clean up well," he said, sliding his phone into his pocket. "I didn't do it for you." His smile was sharp. Of course not. Outside, a sleek black car waited. The guards opened the door, and Dante gestured for me to enter. I hesitated just long enough to make my point before sliding into the leather seat. He followed, the door clicking shut behind us, sealing me in with him. The city blurred past the tinted windows as the car glided through streets I knew but suddenly didn't recognize. Every corner seemed sharper, every face more watchful. Maybe I was paranoid, or maybe I was seeing it for the first time. The invisible threads Dante pulled, woven through every block, every shadow. "Where are we going?" I asked. "You'll see." I hated his calm, hated how he answered every question like the world was a game he'd already won. My nails dug into the seat as silence stretched between us. Finally, the car slowed in front of a building I recognized. A restaurant, upscale, exclusive. The kind of place where politicians shook hands under the table and criminals disguised their deals as dinner. The driver opened the door, and Dante stepped out first. The moment his shoes hit the pavement, the air shifted. Heads turned, eyes widened, conversations hushed. Power didn't just follow him, it announced itself like thunder. I followed, unwilling but forced, my heels clicking against the pavement. His hand brushed the small of my back as we entered. Not possessive exactly, but guiding. A claim disguised as courtesy. I wanted to shake him off, but the weight of every gaze in the room pinned me still. We were led to a table tucked into the corner, overlooking the whole restaurant. Dante slid into his seat like a king reclaiming a throne, and I sat opposite, my body stiff, my jaw locked. "You dragged me out of your mansion for lunch?" I asked, bitterness dripping from every word. He poured wine into 2 glasses before answering. "This isn't about lunch." His eyes flicked past me, toward a man at a nearby table. Older, sharp suit, gold watch flashing as he gestured to the men around him. A politician. I recognized him from the news. Dante leaned forward, his voice low enough for only me to hear. "Watch." I wanted to resist, to look anywhere but where he told me. But my eyes betrayed me, sliding toward the man just as Dante stood. The room shifted again when he moved, like gravity itself had tilted. He walked straight to the table, and the politician froze mid-sentence. The men flanking him stiffened, their eyes flicking between loyalty and fear. I couldn't hear their words, but I didn't need to. Dante leaned down, said something quiet, almost casual. The man's face paled. His hand shook as he reached for a pen, scrawling something on a napkin. Papers were exchanged, a handshake given, and just like that, Dante turned, walking back toward me with the ease of a man who never doubted the outcome. He sat, took a sip of wine, and said, "Power isn't about shouting, Isabella. It's about reminding people how quiet their lives would be without your permission. My skin prickled. I hated that he'd brought me here to see it, to witness the way he bent the world to his will. But worse, I hated the chill of awe that slid through me. "You're disgusting," I said finally. His smile curved, dark and knowing. "And yet you can't look away." "I look because I need to know what monster I'm fighting." His eyes locked on mine, sharp as a blade. "And I look because I need to know what fire I'm feeding." The words hung between us, heavier than the room, heavier than the wine I hadn't touched. I wanted to scream at him, to throw the glass in his face, to remind him I wasn't his. But instead, all I could do was sit there, pulse racing, trapped not by the guards, not by the building, but by the fact that a small, treacherous part of me wanted to hear more.